Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Creative Town. In this video we're going to be learning about the Roland Barthes Semiotic theory. This is quite a complex theory with 5 different codes. Some of these codes are also known by 2 names, so let's have a look at them. We have Hermeneutic codes, also known as Enigma codes, Proairetic codes, also known as action codes, Symbolic codes, Semantic codes, and cultural or referential codes. Okay, so let's start with an easy one. Let's start with semantic codes. Semantic codes are certain elements of a media product which we as an audience understand to have an extra layer of meaning or hidden meaning. So this isn't necessarily something we consciously think about when we see them, but let's look at an example. So an example would be the use of dark colours and the colour red in horror films and horror film posters to connote danger and blood, such as in the movie poster for It, which we can see on screen now. Additionally, the use of yellow on the boy's coat symbolises youth, innocence and vulnerability. Okay, so the use of colour here has sort of an additional layer of meaning. We also have an example from advertising. In this Old Spice advert, they could have chosen any actor and any setting. However, they have chosen a well-kept male with good physique who is topless in a beautiful warm beach setting, riding horseback, kinda like Prince Charming. So the warm setting and attractive sort of physique shows the character to be a warm, happy and successful individual, and they use this atmosphere to sell you their product, almost going as far to say as you can be like him with their product. Again, they could have chosen any setting for this, but their choices are always based on reason. This is also then reinforced with their tagline, "Smell like a man, man." This is the company stating that you can be like this Prince Charming if you buy their product. Okay, next we have symbolic codes. Now we should all know the term symbol and what that means. A symbol is basically the use of an image to represent meaning. For example, a heart shape is known to represent love, and a crucifix is known to represent Christianity. Moving on, let's look at the horror poster for The Conjuring 2. We can see a crucifix necklace which symbolises the film having a religious aspect to it. And let's look at the poster for Bad Boys 2. We can see a huge explosion of flames in the background, and again this is a symbolic code, and this symbolises the action element of the film and shows that the film will be full of action, excitement and explosions. Next up we have Proairetic codes, which are also known as action codes. Action codes are elements or shots within a film used to signify that something is about to happen. For example, a cowboy with his hand on his gun and drawing his gun. This signifies that there's about to be sort of a shoot-up taking place. So it's an action signifying a lead up to an event. Another example could be if there's shots of a character, hypothetically, if there's shots of a character packing stuff into a suitcase, this would signify that they're about to go on a trip or an adventure. Another one we can look at from film is in Iron Man 1. There's a series of shots of Iron Man building his armor suit when he's in the caves in Afghanistan, and this is like a sort of way of building up tension before he has this sort of big sort of fight. So again, that's an action which signifies a lead up to some events. Okay, next we have hermeneutic codes, which are also known as Enigma codes. I've already made a full video on this, which I will link below, so feel free to go and check that out, but I'll give a little overview of them anyway. So Enigma codes serve as a mystery device which entices the viewer in. So an example of this would be the Avengers Assemble movie poster. This movie poster shows multiple superheroes who have joined forces. Now, by looking at the poster, the audience will be asking themselves the question, if they haven't seen the film, what has happened to the burning New York skyline in the background? So we're seeing this burning city, but there's no context as to why it's burning. So that's an Enigma code. There's mystery. Why is this city burning? What's happened? They could also be asking themselves, why have all these superheroes had to come together to join forces? What could be so threatening that they need all of these superheroes? and also you can see a sort of spacecraft in the background, and the audience could be thinking, okay, is this a plane or is this a spaceship? If it is a spaceship, how did it get there? Okay, so it's all about using imagery to kind of ask questions and give mystery. Another example would be the Bridget Jones' Diary movie poster. Here we've got Renée Zellweger in between two men. The positioning of the characters shows that she is torn between the two men, and the Enigma code would be, who, if any of these, will she end up with? Okay, so for further explanation on Enigma codes, check out the linked video below. Okay, finally we have cultural codes, also known as referential codes. These cultural codes are elements of a media product which you would only understand if you're part of a specific background or culture, such as country, age group, race, etc. An example would be GTA. So personally, as a young 25-year-old, I enjoy this game. I grew up with it as well and I enjoy playing it. However, older adults would not understand the game and they'd see it as too violent and too realistic. And so this is basically an age group kind of thing. Older adults tend not to like these kind of games. Another example would be Childish Gambino's video for This Is America. This music video highlights gun culture in America and the treatment of black people. Okay, so as a white British person, I can relate to the gun culture because I've got my own opinion on it and to the treatment of black people, but it is very much something for African American people. So it has references to black Pentecostal gospel choirs, and I've also read that it has African dance influences on this. However, I can't argue this because I don't know anything about African dance culture. That is a very sort of cultural thing. So using cultural codes help your product appeal to a certain group, but can limit your product's reach. Again, possibly people of African background would be able to relate a lot more to the music video, whereas I can't relate to it a great deal in that respect. But I do still like the music video. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of Roland Barthes' semiotic theory, and I hope this video enables you to be able to decode media products. If this video did help, leave a like and maybe leave a comment of what you want to see next. And be sure to subscribe for more content in the future, and hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.